I'm going to talk about the KoziSense A18 3D massage chair because I've seen a lot of people sitting on the fence about whether a home rehab chair like this actually justifies its price tag. You're probably wondering if it will actually feel like a spa session, if it fits in your living room without turning it into a garage, and whether the tech promises body scan, AI-driven programs, zero-gravity positioning translate into real comfort after a few weeks of use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the core question most buyers ask: will this replace my monthly massage therapist visits? The A18 uses three-dimensional rollers that can move up, down, and side to side, which is a step up from the older two-axis models that only glide vertically. In practice, that means you can get a more nuanced kneading on the shoulders and lower back, mimicking the way a human therapist adjusts pressure across a muscle group. The chair also runs a body scan before each session. It maps your spine and the contours of your torso, then tailors the roller paths to your exact shape. For someone who spends long hours at a desk or does regular weight training, that personalized approach can feel noticeably more effective than a one-size-fits-all program. Now, a lot of the hype around zero gravity can feel vague, but the A18 actually tilts you into a recline where your hips are slightly higher than your heart. That position reduces pressure on the spine and improves circulation, which many users report helps them unwind faster. In my own experience with similar chairs, that angle makes the heat function work better because the warmth spreads evenly across the lower back and hips. The A18 adds a calfrest extension, so the lower legs are supported and the rollers can reach the calves without you having to shift. If you're an athlete who does a lot of sprinting or cycling, that extra leg coverage can be a genuine recovery boost. Footprint is another practical factor. The A18 is about the size of a standard recliner, but the base is a bit wider because of the S-track mechanism that lets the rollers move a little farther outward. It will sit comfortably in a medium-sized living room if you have at least a 3-foot clearance on each side, but you'll need to consider the space for the footrest when the chair is fully reclined. I've seen a few buyers regret buying a chair that dominates a small apartment, so measure the spot first. The assembly isn't overly complicated. The chair comes mostly pre-assembled with a few bolts to tighten, and the user manual walks you through the setup step by step. Most people can get it up and running in under an hour with basic tools. Control simplicity is where the A18 tries to stand out. The AI control panel is a touchscreen that offers preset programs like Deep Tissue, Relax, and Sport Recovery, plus a manual mode where you can dial in roller speed, intensity, and heat level. Because the body scan feeds data into the AI, the presets automatically adjust to your height and weight, so you don't have to guess the right pressure. For tech-savvy users, that feels intuitive. For anyone who prefers a straightforward knob, the learning curve is short enough that you can start a session with a couple of taps. The only hiccup is that the screen can be a little bright in a dark room, so you might need to dim the lights or use the side buttons for quick adjustments. Noise is a common complaint with high-tech chairs, and the A18 is fairly quiet for its class. The motor hum stays under 55 dB, which is about the same as a quiet conversation. When you crank the intensity up for a deep tissue session, you'll hear a faint whir, but it's not enough to drown out TV audio or a podcast. That makes it suitable for using while watching a show or listening to music, but if you need absolute silence for meditation, you might still want a separate quiet space. So, who should consider buying the KoziSense A18? If you're someone who already spends on regular massages, physical therapy appointments, or you're a fitness enthusiast needing consistent muscle recovery, the chair can pay for itself after a few months by cutting those recurring costs. It's also a good fit for people with chronic back tension who want a convenient way to unwind after work without booking a therapist. On the flip side, if you're on a tight budget, you probably won't notice a huge difference between this model and a less expensive two-axis chair for occasional use. The A18 shines when you commit to using it several times a week. The body scan and heat functions start to feel like a routine rather than a novelty. If you're looking for a decorative piece that you'll use once a month, you might be better off allocating that money toward a premium massage session instead. Practical strengths: the 3D rollers give a more realistic kneading, the AI body scan personalizes each session, the zero-gravity tilt and calf rest extension add genuine ergonomic benefits, and the noise level stays low enough.